What
Don't
up?
be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at. No, go ahead, babe. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Go ahead, babe. No, 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 no. Didn't I tell you to put the phone down? Uh-oh, somebody's gonna have to pay for that. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Hey, for everybody coming to the party. La, la, la. Yes, I am serving you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Viral as we talk about Lil Nas X hospitalized after suffering a apparent OD. But we'll get to it in a minute. But first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Viral here on Connect. Like I said, Viral, we talk about rapper Lil Nas X being walking in the middle of the streets of LA, sprung out his mind, and Lil Nas X getting help what he needed. He got hospitalized. And now we're hearing that he had OD and stuff. Let's get the latest on what's going on with Lil Nas X right here, right now, with our insider, Bob Evans.
It's Bob Evans, your viral insider, sliding in with some breaking news you need to hear. Lil Nas X has reportedly been hospitalized after a recent health scare that caught fans completely off guard. Sources close to the situation say he's currently under medical care, and while details are still coming in, the concern online is real. Now, Lil Nas X has been a headline maker since Old Town Road, but this is different. Fans all over Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram are flooding timelines with prayers, love, and speculation about what really went down. But don't get it twisted. The culture is watching every move, and you know when it comes to viral moments, I'm locked in. The big question right now, how serious is this situation, and when will Lil Nas X give us an update himself? Stay tapped in, because you know Bob Evans always brings you the inside scoop first. This is your Viral Insider, signing out.
Thank you, Bob, for that insight of Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X, the rapper, man, Lil Nas X, were there signs on his social media accounts that he was going through things? We know some signs he had a lot of positive messages and stuff, and now it's hit the fan that Lil Nas X is going through what he's going through. We hate it for him. Lil Nas X like to be provocative and like to be showman and everything else. But at the end of the day, he's still a human being, and we hope that he gets the help that he needs. Let's hear what you people had to say on what the people say right now about Lil Nas X being hospitalized for apparent OD.
So I just seen a video of Lil Nas X walking in his tighty whities and some white boots around LA. Now, if you know Lil Nas X, that might not come off as a surprise, but apparently he's been hospitalized, and TMZ is reporting on this. And when they say hospitalized, I'm assuming it has to be psychiatric. Now, the other thing is, we know Lil Nas X is a troll. You know, a lot of times when he's about to drop music, and he's been fairly quiet lately, unless you keep your ear to the streets of Lil Nas Avenue. But if we get any songs, albums, rollouts, anything of that nature, then we know that this is just another Hollywood gimmick. But the other thing that could be also the reality is, you have Hollywood handlers. And when they put out their marching orders as to what their celebrities are supposed to be doing, what they're supposed to be promoting, because best believe, ain't nothing for free in Hollywood. There's always some form of an exchange. They love to put everything under the umbrella of selling your soul. But, there's microtransactions of your soul that exist, because in exchange, they promise to give you the fame, to give you the accolades, to give you the exposure. And I'm so grateful that Kanye was the first, quote unquote, and not the first, I can't say the first, but the worst guinea pig that ended up breaking out. And I can't even say confidently that he broke out with all of his faculties. Like, people don't talk about enough at how deep the Hollywood hand reaches into the psyche of celebrities by way of chemicals, whether they are giving them concoctions, psychotics. Like, Kanye literally was chemically thrown into a mental health disorder. This is someone who broke the system, who was smearing it in their faces. But best believe they will have the last laugh, or at least they intend to. If y'all don't know who Harley Pasternak is, look him up. He is a alleged Hollywood handler. Definitely was Kanye's trainer, Will Ferrell's trainer, and a bunch of other celebrities that you can look up that he trained apparently, but there's no clear indication on what that training is, but we know that he was a part of the Canadian Central Intelligence and some high-ranking military member, and he also is just over these celebrities and gives them their Ozempic and any other things that they need to stay in celebrity mode. Whatever that means, right? Well, we kind of got some insight on what that means when Ye released the text messages that Harley sent him after he was making not these rounds of tweets, the most recent ones, but the ones where he's talking about going DEFCON 3 and all that stuff, right? And Harley was saying, hey, either we can have a nice conversation or I can take you back to the ward and you can be in zombie land, but, you know, playtime with the kids will never be the same. Like we got to stop saying conspiracies. You know, we got to say allegedly for legal reasons, but how many coincidences are we going to have until we finally say, y'all doing some dirty stuff that either we need to completely detach ourselves from or invest in with the, I guess, motive to investigate? Because to keep it completely honest, people that decide to go to Hollywood, like, it's not innocent no more. Like, you're not going there having some pie in the sky dreams with, you know, I'm just a girl, or, you know, I left my, you know, some people still do will like leave everything and go to LA, you know. And so usually after they do that, by any means necessary, they're trying to succeed, which means after you make it so far, there's probably not that much left that you're not willing to do in order to attain, you know, what you're after. And them knowing that, especially if you have talent, can just use that against you. You know, you got the entire black male Hollywood ring that we were able to get a snippet of with the whole, you know, Puff trial. But when I see stuff like in the case of Lil Nas X, I'm like, none of this stuff is an accident, man. This is either the psychological result of everything that he has put himself through or that they have put him through, or a combination, you know, over the past however long he's been famous, or this is a gimmick, which to me is, you know, equally as toxic. Well, with less dark implications, but still dark implications nonetheless. You know, they'll just be personally dark for Lil Nas X versus systematically dark of what, you know, Hollyweird is doing to the masses. You know, we got a whole bunch of unanswered questions, you know, regarding Jamie Foxx, you know, or when Martin Lawrence crashed out the way he did, or, you know, how we've seen Orlando Brown be one of the most booked Disney youth, you know, and we know substances can have a lot to do with things, but Orlando Brown is like one of them clocks that's right twice a day, maybe even thrice a day, you know, to where he, you know, some of the stuff he does on purpose, but like we know he's seen some stuff, been a part of some stuff. Like, it's gotten to the point now, like, when people come out and they're talking about, like, oh, this person coerced me and promised me that if I did X, Y, and Z sexual favor, then they will, you know, put me on. I don't feel bad for them people no more, because it's just like when you get into Hollywood, you know what it is. You know what it is. So to pretend and act like you're not going to use that as a ploy, and I'm not, you know, crapping on anybody's real situations that have been abused, but let's just keep it real with Hollywood. We're never really always getting the truth about things that happen, and it's used, our emotions are hijacked in order to fulfill a monetary agenda that we won't even reap the financial or social benefits from. It gets really interesting when you look at what's happening in Hollywood and you're able to understand like how America has used psychedelics, psych wards, you know, mental health disorders, control of people and MK Ultra experiments in order to push an agenda, or to keep the people they are handling pushing the agendas that they march out to them. You start to realize that this system has been in place for a very long time. And there's so many programs running on their systematic channel that Lil Nas X represents a 5-second ad. He's not even the main event.
He was seen wandering down the street, wearing some whitey tighties and white boots. Lil Nas X, hospitalized for possible overdose. Lies. Let him out the hospital. Unless they got a treatment for lack of talent. That's what he was hospitalized for, lack of talent. trying to pull publicity stunts again like he does every few years, every so often, because nobody's paying attention to him. I don't care if Old Town Road was the biggest song in Billboard history. He has no real talent. He does the same thing these streamers, these actors, these creators all do when people stop talking about them. They come out, rage bait the world, do something overly sexualized, overly freaked out, and they do stuff that only people who lack talent would do for some attention. The real creativity has gone out the window. They get overlooked. People ain't really messing with it. They want people who out here just doing clown activities. It's so crazy. Nowadays, these men be in relationship with women, but have multiple questionable clips online. Like, why was he doing that with old boy? And what was they doing in the shower together? Wait, why he put them on? Like, ain't that for... Why he wearing the dress? Like, why would he put makeup? And the women don't care nowadays. These young girls do not care if they man got questionable clips online, as long as he got the money, the status, and can give them the lifestyle. It's crazy.
Breaking news, Lil Nas X has apparently been hospitalized for a suspected drug overdose. TMZ has just reported this. Apparently, in the early hours of this morning, Lil Nas X was seen roaming down an LA street in just white cowboy boots and underwear. A passerby did get a video of him. He was muttering, you can't really make out what he's saying, and then he tries to put a traffic cone on his head. Apparently, multiple people called the police to say they had seen a nude man walking down the street. When the police turned up to arrest Lil Nas X, he charged at them, so they put him in handcuffs and sedated him. Officers then told paramedics it was a suspected overdose and Lil Nas X was rushed to hospital. Apparently he is getting treated at the hospital at the moment and his representatives haven't released any kind of statement. And firstly, I hope Lil Nas X is okay because I do absolutely adore him. People in the comments on TMZ's Instagram seem to think it's some sort of publicity stunt. I don't want to say anything like publicity stunt because if he is genuinely hurt or in trouble, I only wish him a speedy recovery. Of course, this could also be super serious. And if it is, I hope he is being supported in his recovery and I hope that he's going to be okay. That is all I know at the moment, but I will of course keep you updated.
Lil Nas X got arrested, he was wandering naked in LA, evidently before 6 a.m. in the middle of August on Thursday. Back in 2021, Monterey was the biggest thing. Remember that song he wrote that we would all sing? I told you long ago on the road, I got what they're waiting for. I don't run from nothing, dog, get your soul, just tell me the break is over. You was never really rooting for me anyway. When I'm back, I'm at the top, I'm gonna hear you say, I don't run from nothing, dog, get your soul, just tell me the break is over. So, Lil Nas X coming back, coming back, coming back, coming back and make a song. Lil Nas X coming back, coming back, coming back, coming back and do no wrong, sending all the love. I haven't seen him in a while. We hope he comes back soon. We hope to see him smile. We all want another album. He ain't a flash in the pan. Or was this a stunt? And this here song, part of his return plan? Maybe. Who knows? It's possible.
You guys, Lil Nas X has been hospitalized for a possible overdose after roaming the streets of LA and charging at police. And this is just very, very sad, so let's get into it. So, according to Rolling Stone, Lil Nas X was hospitalized for a possible overdose after charging at officers in Studio City in the early hours of Thursday morning. The rapper was handcuffed before being transported to a local hospital. The Los Angeles Police Department confirmed to Rolling Stone that a naked man was found walking downtown Ventura Boulevard at 5:30 a.m. after several concerned witnesses called the police. TMZ shared a video of the 26-year-old walking down the street in his underwear, incoherently speaking to a person, tapping him, telling them to put the phone down before beginning to mimic a ballroom strut and making comments about a party. According to the LAPD, the man charged at officers after they attempted to approach him. He was then placed in handcuffs and transported to seek medical care for a possible overdose. He is currently still being treated at the hospital and could still potentially be charged for a crime by the police. Okay, so as I'm editing this video, an update has come out that said Lil Nas X has been arrested for battery on a police officer. Now, people are going around saying this is just a PR stunt for his new album coming out, blah, 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 which I think is pretty sick and twisted to say after all this stuff has come out. I just really hope that Lil Nas X gets the help that he deserves. Like, truly.
Please pray for Lil Nas X as he was admitted to a hospital after doing this, walking around and dancing and singing at 4 o'clock in the morning in Los Angeles.
Nah, hey, go ahead, babe. Uh-oh, somebody's gonna have to pay for that.
Yes, Lil Nas X apparently administered to the hospital for OD. We don't know. A lot of people also speculate that this is to promote a new album, but also people think that this is divine retribution from God for mocking Jesus. So take it for what you will, but please be praying for Lil Nas X. He might or might not be going through it. This could just be another gimmick or promotion for an album. I don't know. I don't know. Just in case it is something psychologically terrible and he did OD, then definitely be praying for Lil Nas X.
So nobody has gone and checked up on Lil Nas X? Like, nobody has gone and checked up on him? Like, that's really concerning. I woke up this morning, I sit over here and I go on Instagram, and I sit over here and see this man walking, strolling, and strutting down the street in his underwears. Then they talking about, oh, whatchamacallit, he was hospitalized for ODing? What's going on? And I already felt like it was concerning because out of nowhere, I just see him posting so many stuff on his Instagram. He removed everything else he had on there, and then he just started posting random things on his Instagram. Then the next day later, you just see him strolling down the street, underwears, higher for life. What's going on, Little Nas? Like, I'm honestly concerned for him. Where's his friends at? Where's his family? Has anybody been checking up on him? Has anybody been sitting over here, praying over him? Like, where's the people around him? Where's his genuine friends? I used to see him a lot with all these other people on the internet, stuff like that. Are y'all calling him and checking up on him? Are y'all making sure he's okay? Like, I don't know. I just hope he's okay. I really do. I really do. For real, for real. Like, no joke.
Lil Nas X is shaking, and I'm extremely worried about him. Last night at 4 a.m., Lil Nas X was spotted by a bystander in his underwear walking down Ventura Boulevard in Los Angeles. There's a lot to this story. Let's talk about it. So according to reports, fans of Lil Nas X's have been saying they were concerned about his posts for days. Now, when I see Lil Nas X make posts like this, I don't know, am I not a fan enough? I wouldn't have thought anything of it. I would have thought he had an album coming out. It was artistic expression. This is a young LGBTQIA man. I don't see anything wrong here. Now, this looks like a body. That's odd, but y'all thought something was wrong? He posted this, Kimbo with Lil Jon, a song coming out. Looks like heaven. He's done so many videos about hell. I'm like, what's the issue? Now let's read these captions. He said, and just like that, she's back with We've All Waited So Long when Dream World needed her the most. Again, young gay boy in his house, frolicking around his mansion. I didn't see mental health breakdown, and I definitely didn't see drug overdose. So we've got this one, Lil Nas X, the god of music, dare I say? Me, not Jay-Z, no shade. Again, like, okay, there's a tank here. Looks like an oxygen tank. We've got a keyboard, table, Mac. I don't know, I don't know. Did this give y'all pause? Then we've got this one. Oh no, she's gone mad. Crazy, I tell you. I would have literally thought that She's Gone Mad was a new album coming out. I wouldn't have thought nothing of it. It's just Lil Nas being Lil Nas X. So the commenter is confused as me. Because he was walking down Ventura Boulevard in his underwear, he got arrested by the police. A bystander started recording him, and he was saying, don't be late to the party. He's walking by himself. But they're saying the police had several people call and said there's a naked man walking on the street. Now, when the person was recording him, they said that he tried to take their phone and throw it. When the police came, he charged at the police allegedly, and they tried to apprehend him. Then he told them that he was having an overdose. So the ambulance came, and now he's currently hospitalized. It could have been all of those things. The LGBTQIA community, especially the gay men, they are very into poppers. I don't know the results of poppers, but They were also into something called Tina, and Tina had traces of meth. I remember that. They was gone off the Tina for a minute. They got 2C, which is that pink cocaine. And I'm just like, what's going on? Like, I don't know what he was on. I don't know if he was on anything. This could be all for crazy, wacky promo. I genuinely don't know. He was walking around trying to put a cone on his head and a white cowboy boot. I'm just like, prayers be to Lil Nas X no matter what happens. I hope that it wasn't an overdose. I hope that he's okay. I actually pray that this is really all for promo.
Nah. Hey,
What
don't
up?
be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at. Nah, go ahead, babe. Nah. Go ahead, babe. Nah. Didn't I tell you to put the phone down? Uh-oh, somebody's gonna have to pay for that. Da. Hey, for everybody coming to the party. La. Yes, I am serving you. I am serving you. And you better be at that party tonight. Oh, yes. Yes. Pow. Yes. Yes, get my good side. Every side. Yes. Boom, cocktail. Pow. Sean Bankhead taught me that one. Pow. Bang. Pow. Woo. Pow. Batty boy, want you give it to me, baby? Batty boy, want you give it to me, baby? That's gonna be a beautiful sunrise. Give me that phone so I can throw it. I want to throw it far away so you never see it again. I don't like phones. Don't miss the party tonight. Why are you still here? You need to be telling everybody about the party, girl. What's your problem? Break it down.
Did y'all see that video of Lil Nas X roaming in the streets in LA at 4 o'clock in the morning with no clothes on? So there's a video that's circulating of Lil Nas at 4 o'clock in the morning in the dark with no shirt on, no pants on, look like some tidy whities, like a little diaper he had on, or some white boxers. I don't know what that man had on. And he had cowboy boots on, rolling through the streets of LA. No security, nobody with him, and he had a traffic cone holding it over his head. There's a video of a man in a car recording him, and Lil Nas points to the camera and goes, "Don't be late to the party tonight, babe." And the man recording like, "What party?" And then Lil Nas X gonna say, "Oh, you know." Baby, we cannot even begin to understand the type of stuff that goes on in Hollywood and how dark it be behind closed doors. Do not get me started on my conspiracy theories, because we will be here all night long. But people are speculating whether or not if it's a publicity stunt or there might be something really wrong with him, because come to find out, dude got hospitalized for possibly ODing. And I think that maybe he could really be going through something right now. We don't know what's going down, but all I do know is that video did not look normal. What do y'all think in the comment section? Do y'all think he was on something? Do you think this was like a publicity stunt for a new drop, for something? Like, let me know what y'all think.
Yes, Lil Nas X being hospitalized. A lot of you people voiced your opinions on it, thinking that Lil Nas X will make it out. Man, this is kind of a little bit strange, thinking that Lil Nas X, who would promote a lot of the stuff that you never would thought you would see in hip hop. We know that he's openly gay, and now Lil Nas X now needs some help, and hopefully he get the help that he needs, and everything will be okay for him. You never don't want to see a person like that walk in the middle of the street like that, and sprung out their mind and thinking what's going on. Hopefully, like I said, he gets the help that he needs, and we'll go from there. Thank you all for watching this edition of Viral. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long. We'll see you next time for another edition of Viral. Well, this is Kendrick Dix for Viral Preview. On the Viral Preview this week, we talk about provocative rapper Lil Nas X walking in the middle of the streets of LA, almost sprung out naked and wants to live free. Lil Nas X is going through the motions and stuff like that. Is this a cry for help for Lil Nas X? Hopefully it may be, but if it is, he needs help. He had an OD apparently, and hopefully Lil Nas X will get the help that he needs and stuff. So we'll talk about on the next edition of our Lil Nas X being hospitalized.